What's up, black man? What's up, black woman? Um, so I think many of you might wonder why I'm not with a black woman. Or not with any woman, right? And truth be told, I have to be very selective about not just who I'm gonna be with, but who I may procreate with. Because I may not be with the person that I procreate with, right? We may not work out. That's a reality I have to think about. So, in choosing somebody who I will potentially procreate with, I have to be careful. And the main thing for me is, first of all, is she pro-black? Is she for creating black people and continuing with the creation of black people? That's one. Two is she a feminist? I'm not gonna procreate with a feminist. And yeah, they're not going to instill feminist doctrine into my child, whether it be a boy or a girl. Not having that. Third thing is she a dog lover? I'm sorry for all you dog lovers out there. Don't mean to discriminate against you, but I think dog worship is a pandemic in this world right now, in this country, in this world, and I don't like it. And I don't like them. I don't like dogs. I don't believe that they're like small ones. I'll tolerate small ones. That's not a deal breaker for me. But large dogs, it's a no-go for me. Because I refuse for my child to potentially be mauled by an ugly face with a set of sharp knives in their mouth. And when dogs maul children, which is quite common, over 5 million dog attacks per year. They don't talk about it. When they maul children, they go for the face. So you think I want my child to be mauled in the face by some ugly mutant beast? No. If you love dogs, that's your prerogative. And like I said, I don't like big ones. I don't like small ones either, but I'll tolerate a small one because I'm not worried about the damage they can do to my child. So that's a deal breaker for me too, right? So these are three main criteria that have to be met to be my woman. Quite frankly, the majority of women on planet Earth today, or at least in the States, I live in the States, I live in the US, Texas to be more precise, the majority of women usually are one of these three things, if not all three of them. Most of them are two of them. Basically, most are feminists, most are dog lovers, and most are not pro-black, like they claim to be. So that's why, relatively speaking, I've been very careful not to impregnate the wrong woman, or a woman who's not for me. Let me not say the wrong woman. A woman who's not for me. I've been very careful with that. And yeah, like I said, most women have feminism, dog love, and anti-blackness in them. And none of that stuff is going into my child. You know, I refuse it. Absolutely. What's up, Josue? How you doing, brother? Thank you. You got your stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just got one clip down.
Okay.
So we're just chopping it up and then I'll be
All right. You sleeping in the closet or living room?
Nah, you can.
Okay.
Switch it.
So, and I'm sure, you know, there's plenty of people who are going to try to clown me. Oh, this guy looks broke. He lives with his mom. He's this. That's my choice. That's my choice because, quite frankly, I'm one of them niggas who could have anything I want, whenever I want. I just been spending time with me, with God, with myself, and with the knowledge, and with the Holy Spirit. So, you never know when a person like me can come up real quick. So I don't get bothered by people making fun or anything like that, because I know who I am. And women love this. I don't know why, but they do. And that's facts. They love it. They love it. All colors, shapes, and sizes. They love it. Wouldn't you agree, women? Wouldn't you agree? I'm sure you would. Anyway, yeah, and I'm 6 feet. I'm 6 feet even, baby. 6 feet even, baby. Perfect. I'm perfect down there too. But anyway, yeah, man. Women have been affected by all types of mess that I can't deal with, mess that I can't pass on to my child. So, yeah, if I'm going to bring a child into this world, they are going to think like me. And quite frankly, that's why I just keep my dick to myself and practice celibacy, because if a woman can't think like me, she's not for me. Yes, it's my way or the highway. You have to think like me. See, there's this notion that a man should be the head of the household. But the Bible actually says the man should be the head of his woman. So what's the difference? See, you could be the head of the household. Woman has no problem with that. That's less work for her. But being the head of her, yeah, commanding her thoughts, commanding her actions, women have a problem with that. Feminism is a large part of it, but a lot of weak men have also distorted women's view of men. So a lot of women aren't willing to submit unless the man can prove otherwise. And the only problem I have with this is a lot of women will procreate with Brad, Enrique, and Lee, even if he's a deadbeat, garbage, stupid person, just to get a magical mixed baby. But see, for a black man, again, she has all these requirements, right? So, if you'll just procreate with anybody just to get a mixed baby, that shows me how stupid you are. And see, too many stupid people on this planet right now. Too many stupid people in this world. That's why I keep to myself. I don't have friends. Well, I have friends, but I don't communicate with many people for my sanity. And because I can only tolerate stupidity for so long before I get frustrated. Quite frankly, I've been backstabbed, bamboozled, swindled, and left for dead too many times. Too many times. So, I don't trust people. God has never let me down, though. Amen. But yeah, that's why I'm not with a woman. That's why I don't have any kids. And men, don't let women tell you that's not a flex. It is. It is. It's absolutely a flex. Because most of the men I know in relationships and with kids have been hurt, have been absolutely destroyed by said woman. And some are finally getting their freedom back because their kids are older now. They're far removed from their baby's mothers or whatnot, ex-wives or whatever. I'm happy for that. But they'll even tell you, men who have been married, been in long-term relationships will tell you, stay single, don't get married, bro. It'll be the best decision of your life. And I agree. Because even though I hate the fuck out of this world, I hate this eon with everything inside of me, I'm at more peace than most men would be. You know? I have less... I'm my biggest responsibility. Right? I stay here, I help these people out, but quite frankly, I'm my biggest responsibility. I'm about to start trucking and get on the road. It's about that time. I've waited long enough. I was supposed to start with this process last year, but I'm going to go ahead and start with it. And I'm about to be on the road trucking because it's really just the best job for me, quite frankly. I'm single, no kids, so I got nothing but time to make money, you know. Build a little thing for myself before this eon is over and enjoy that. Know what I mean? So yeah, I love knowledge, I love learning, and quite frankly, y'all don't know who I am. And I can't tell you who I am because you won't believe me. But let's just say I'm a part of a special group of human beings who are called to do a great work for this world, but from a celestial place. So the heaven that everybody talks about going to, I'm one of the few humans going there. No shade to you or anything, but most people ain't going. Especially Christians. Yeah, especially Christians and unbelievers in Paul's gospel. But let me say less on that. Yeah, this is why I'm not with a woman. So, even me meeting a woman who is pro-black, you know, really loves blackness, is not feminist, and is not a dog lover, at the end of the day, if I had a kid with her and we were not to work out, it would come down to she was not submissive to me, you know, and she was opposing my headship over her, and I can't have that. So now I'm going to have an out-of-wedlock kid. Now I'm going to have an out-of-wedlock child. And I don't want that. It's not good for any child. Even though I could raise a child by myself and do a damn good job at it. Not bragging. I just know. I know me. I would do a great... I'd be a great father. Right? And most kids who are raised by single fathers... the rate of successful kids raised by single fathers to single mothers is night and day. As in, single fathers raise better children than single mothers. Statistical fact. It is what it is, because the man is the foundation of a family. He is the Christ of a family, and he is the leader of that family. He is meant to be in the position of rulership, of leadership, of authority. And for good reason, because he succeeds at everything. The woman was meant to be the helpmeet. Most women can't accept that today. They can't accept that they were created to be helpers, not queens, not any of that garbage. And a lot of black women like calling themselves queens, not being actual queens, but calling themselves. What's good, baby boy? Good. So that's problematic for me. And that's why I'm single and will remain that way until I could find somebody who fits the bill, you know, and who, at the very least, like I said, she needs to be pro-black and not love dogs, at the very least. The feminism thing, that'll show its head eventually if we don't work out, but at the very least, those two things. I don't accept. So, yeah, that's why I'm single. That's why I'm single. And that's why I'm just focusing on myself, focusing on my life, enjoying my freedom, enjoying my time. That's what I'm doing, man. You know, I want a black woman. I want a black woman, or at least a mixed woman, to create black kids with. But it's hard to find what you want out here these days, you know? And it's like the woman can have all these standards, but the man can't have standards. And that's not fair, because the man is the more important one in the relationship. He's gonna be the provider, the protector, and the leader. And if most women have a problem with that, then, you know, you can't blame yourselves. You can't blame men that you're out here single, that you're out here with, you know, no ring on your finger. You can't blame the men for that. You can't. You know, or you can, but you're delusional. Women, you played yourselves with feminism. You played yourselves. You got played, you got swindled and bamboozled. And now you're feeling the heat of it. Now y'all are hitting the wall, and now y'all are begging men to take y'all. In y'all washed up phase. And men ain't going for that. Because men have a longer time. This is another thing about men. We have a longer time in our prime than y'all do. A man can be 40 and 50 years old in his prime and go get him a younger woman. Older women, you can't do that. You can't do it. It don't work for you. And you're finding a unicorn if you find a man who is willing to take you and all your baggage. If you have kids especially, you're finding a unicorn, and you should be happy. And there are men out here like that, and I'm not mad at them. I don't think they're very smart, but hey, more power to you. I'm not one of those guys, though. So, men, don't let women shame you. Don't let them bash you. Don't let them do any of that. Enjoy your freedom. Enjoy your finances. Enjoy your peace. Enjoy it. And if God says it's time for you to have a family, or even a kid, just a kid, then it'll happen. Don't force it. Don't worry too much about it. These women out here are fucked up. They're messed up. They're full of satanic ideology. They're godless as fuck. And you don't need that in your life. Okay? I'm gonna listen, and I'm gonna see. I'm gonna use the examples that I've seen. I'm not gonna be that stupid person who has to go put my hand on the stove. I watched you get burnt, and I watched him get burnt, and I watched him get burnt, and I don't want to get burnt. A wise man is gonna look and say, I don't want to get burnt, so let me go the other way. You gotta be like that. You gotta be like that, man. You know, black women, I know I come down hard on y'all, but I love y'all. I love y'all. And I have high standards for y'all. And I'm not procreating with y'all until y'all can meet them standards. You know, or at the very least to be a viable mother to my child, even if we don't work out. You know, because let's just be real. I don't believe that people are meant to be in love forever. No. No. Sex, marriage and all this stuff, it's literally for procreation purposes. I'm going to say less on that, right? But marriage has not been in men's favor for a long time now. Sex has been weaponized against men for a long time now. You know, and men have been left destitute and fucked up. And I refuse to be one of those men as much as I can help it. But yeah, these women out here are absolutely fucked. Be careful who you put your dick in. Be careful who you release your semen in. And be wise. Just be wise. You know? Seek God, and all these things shall be added on to you. You know? Yeah. So that's my little story for y'all, my testimony for y'all. And I'll be back with another one.